Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, fam. I have some messages from the dream world. Oh, shit. Another page back. Some dream world messages to go over first. This is funny because it actually wasn't like passed on guides, or this was living other in my Hispanic family. They would call them brujo or brujas, but not like I've heard other people call brujo and bruja. Brujo and bruja is a medicine man of a Hispanic tribe. So for anyone who believes that that word means something negative, it's not. It's the same thing as the word shaman, which shaman isn't even an American term. That comes from the Tuvans. Yeah, the Tuvans. Anyways, medicine men and women are the people of the Americas, North and South, Northern America and Southern America, which includes Native Americans, Canada. Native Americans were in Canada too, so Mexico and down into Brazil. So, brujo is not a witch. If you have dealt with a brujo that was a negative person, then that's just like some yoga instructors only teach yoga to touch women's bodies. Some spiritualists are only in the spiritual community to... You can't control this. But the name, anyways, I was visited by two of my Hispanic living bruja and brujo family. I don't really know them in my real life. I've never met them, but I have in the spirit world many times. Time for some new runes. These ones are wearing out. That looks like Ehuaj. Ehuaj. Njera. Oh wow, partner, connection. Partnership, connection. So, you may have been visited by, since I pulled it while talking about these dreams, you may have been visited by some of your family that is also in tune with the other worlds. The word shaman, brujo, bruja, witch doctor, medicine man, medicine woman, all it means, someone who can walk both worlds, both in nature, walking in the spirit world. You have to, I can't explain it unless you know. And one with the dream world, as well as in tune with the divine. They're just spirit walkers. They can walk in all realms and communicate with spirit in all realms. Dream world, hidden. Nature world, pure, healing, trusting in the divine, ancestral. General life, channeled messages, signs and synchronicity, the divine. So you may have been visited by some of your medicine man, medicine woman, family or friends, or you are in alignment with someone in a partnership that is also a spirit walker. Also, there are many spirits, from the religious angels to the religious personifications of Jesus to the shamanic, pagan, polytheist. So to be a spirit walker is to be in communications with all of them. You don't judge any belief just because a cult tells you to not like a different belief. You just whatever. You don't join cults. Number one, you are the spirit world, so you don't join cults. You don't need a cult to tell you what to do because you have the spirit world all the time. So let's get to the dream. These spirit walker medicine women came to me in my dream. They brought me to a very large house on a lot of property. At the very edge of their property, there were security guards at very large gated entrances. So they sat me down and they started to make food. And we were just talking, family stuff at first. One brought a plate of food. It was very good. We were talking. And then the one who had messages for me, like we go from the table as we're sitting, we don't even move, but like the dream world transforms into this place out by Lake Mead. And it was like a painting on the side of one of the cliffs or mountains of the triple goddess, right? She pointed to it and she goes, this is a place where the Wiccan, specifically, she wanted me to point out the Wiccan women have been gathering at the lake to bring harm to their ex-boyfriends after they break up with them. And then she brought me back to the table. More food came. They fed me very well before sending me back into the dream journey to go on other missions. I was helping build something, laying concrete footings. Now the concrete footings go in before the underground plumbing, and they go in before the foundation is laid. So this makes sure that the foundation doesn't ever shift, right? So whatever is being built will not crumble like the towers you have lost in the past. Very deep footings. I mean, very deep. I was walking through the concrete as a practice with the workers to like gyrate. There was no power tools. So we were gyrating, walking through the concrete, gyrating the concrete so that it would settle, right? Instead of sticking like an air blower in it, we're walking through it. And while we were doing this, on the sides of the footing trenches, we're, picking at the dirt and finding huge chunks of clear quartz points, big old clear quartz points. So that tells me that to do what you're trying to do, if you're trying to build something that will last for a very long time, you see how it just kind of went right past the Wiccan women doing rituals at an altar in nature against their ex-boyfriends? Yeah, because it really doesn't matter. Because you're laying these deep foundations and carry clear quartz, because whatever is going on, their magic isn't working. If it would have been a big deal, these medicine women I know, they would have showed me so. she more or less pointed out the ridiculousness of it. So, large clear quartz pieces will help you lay the foundations of whatever you're building. Some of you may have a parent or family figure angered at you for not spending your time with them while you're building this. Look for the deeper meaning in this. Because just look for the deeper meaning in that. You may have a friend or a couple of friends that you'll be getting closer to. Just as friends, getting to know them, sharing more trusting communications with them. So that's it for the dream. And there's more that we got here. So today is Thursday, Thunras Day, the day of Jupiter. It's 5/15/2025. That equals 20, the judgment. There is a wake-up call. 2 + 0 = 2. The high priestess from the world beyond. So the spirit world is trying to wake you up. Whether that be through this message, right? Because it's not about me, it's about the message. This is why I try to keep as much personal bullshit of mine out of readings. Because it's not about me, it's about the message. Whether this message is coming from the spirit world through me or through someone you know or through yourself, maybe you're picking up all this as well. They're trying to wake you up. They really wanted me to go, and this went in really deep, into reading auras, okay? So you might be somebody who reads auras or who is interested in reading auras, but they wanted me to tell you that it's not always just about seeing colors around people. So let's get into this. I have a book over here. I'll get after I read this that you can pick up and help you with all these things too. The aura is the magnetic field surrounding every living thing on Earth. So it doesn't, we define living as eating, sleeping, moving, and behaving, right? Or acting, right? I guess would fall under movement. But everything is alive. Rocks, trees. So practice. If you're trying to learn how to read auras, practice on anything. A crystal, a plant, a tree, a flower, a bee, a bird, a dog, a cat, a fish, whatever you need to. And then work your way up through there. Everything on Earth is reflecting their own unique energy. People who survive trauma and tragedy have very large auras, making it very easy and open, sometimes not wanted, right? A reader doesn't really ask to live their every waking hour as a reader. It's just not healthy. It's a lot on the body. Okay, every living thing reflects their own unique energy. People who survived trauma and tragedy have very large auras, making it open for us readers to know very much about them when in their presence. Reading auras doesn't only mean seeing colors around people. In most cases, especially me personally, I feel everything a person is holding private. These are the things I feel because it is being held so fiercely. So it's not, again, a reader doesn't spend their life trying to go around and go, what is inside of there? I heard a guy say it like this one time. If you want to be that type of reader that walks around everywhere and I wonder what's inside that mind, it's like walking into an elevator where somebody has farted and you're trying to see what they ate to make that fart. Like, ugh, why it's a fart? I don't want to smell it, right? But as empaths and readers and things like this, there's a lot of farts in the world. So we end up walking in and it's like a flood of information from other people. And then you're stuck not really being able to openly say like, hey, I need you to like go a little distance, okay? We feel everything because private matters are being held so fiercely because they're tender. It's like if you had a wound and you were a child, right? You would hold the area very tender. Well, that sends a huge magnetic energy off. For these reasons, this is why most readers, psychics and empaths and aura energy readers don't do well in large crowds or groups, or with people who are very traumatized. Especially when the people who are very traumatized don't want to heal, but only want to be pacified or ego fluffed, right? I wrote ego fluffed because that's what I was writing. But what I mean by that is rather than, so like a reader, right? We can know down to the core of pretty much everything a person's suffering through within seconds of being in their presence, right? Without even words or spots or body language, you could be blind and still feel this and see it all inside. But then what do you do with it? Many times I ran around like a Long Island medium, but I realized that just caused a lot of shit in my life. I didn't need that shit. I don't need, and first it was unsolicited, it was uninvited, unwelcomed, unwarranted. Even though me as a reader, it's like a, here's my hurt, feel it. When people don't want to face their hurt, pain, or do anything to change, they just want you to pacify them. You're amazing. Everything you do turns into gold. Everything about you is beyond the reality of the physical world. You're an embodiment of God or goddess on earth. They want to be extravagant because they're holding so much hurt. It should be the first sign of somebody holding so much hurt. Escaping reality by extravagantly wanting to be uplifted beyond reality, right? It's hard to be honest with people when you know their deepest truths. And I don't mean to lie to people, but know what they're hurting from. Know that they need to find help. But time and time again, when I cannot be their free, every day, all day therapist, their emotional insecurities are then projected onto me. I cannot be anyone's everyday personal energy fix, or supply or energy high. There is therapy for this. I am just a friend, not a therapist. Emotionally avoidant people attack those they begin feeling close to avoid getting hurt again. It's easier to attack and push away than it is to crumble from the pain of losing someone you feel close to again or being abused again. So often they become the one to strike first so they can run from any real connection. This goes into Jupiter and Gemini of the 12th house today. His message, because it's Thursday, Thunras, Thor, Thursday, Tu, is the seed syllable for Jupiter. Okay. Turn your focus on spiritual growth today, deep psychological work, and you will find hidden blessings. Communicate about things of the hidden or unconscious, subconscious realms. So the spirit worlds or whatever philosophies you're into. They did give me a therapy for trauma survivors and tragedy survivors. It's called dialectical behavior therapy. Okay, this goes from everything from sexual abuse to suicide, physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse. First of all, find a therapist. Stop beating up on your friends. It's not fair, number one. It's not fair to lay all that onto a friend and then make them your punching bag if they can't be your supply every single day. That's just not fair. Find a therapist. Tell them you need dialectial, DIALECTIAL, behavior therapy for people who have survived trauma and tragedy. And now let's pull some cards, okay? I'm gonna only pull a few to keep it simple and short, so I'm not taking up all of your time and energy. If you want to learn about your energy and psychic abilities, try this book out. It's helpful. That's not the answer to everything, but take it into your circumstances. Okay. Partners moving forward in alignment. Okay. Please don't let people guilt trip you if you are an energy reader about needing your space, about needing to recharge, needing to energetically disconnect and detox. If you are a reader, it is a real thing, just as physical or mental or emotional work is. A reader is working every time they have to deal with other people's emotional baggage and traumas. This doesn't mean we don't like people. It means we are worthy of our space. Our space means not to call 24 hours, all day long, every day. And when we say we need to retreat, honor that. Okay. It's the same as work. If you were to work a 40-hour job and you only had 2 days off to get your groceries, laundry, enjoyment of life and rest done, would you really care? if people did not like that you could not spend those 2 days with them. You have to go to work the next week. Would you really? So take this into consideration, whether you're a reader or you're somebody who is constantly in need of readers' attention. Healthy boundaries. It's like the same thing. Okay, so it's like the ones who thrive on energy readers and healers. But when you bring out the trauma and pain they need to deal with, oh, those are my boundaries, and now you're the bad guy, right? It's the same thing, you know. You don't want us to go into the deep places, do you? So then allow us rest. That's all we ask. Okay. You're about to start a new journey, right? But also, you know, pay attention. The dog's trying to warn you. You may be leading off of a cliff here. You're still naive about something. Okay, the light is behind you. Okay? And for the first time ever, I'm seeing these mountains in the background as waves about to wash over you. So look before you leap. Okay. There's a lot of opportunities being presented to you. These are opportunities that honor whatever trade, skill, or craft that you're doing and want to fulfill your work, especially the work that deals with cleansing emotions, healing, love and nurture, joy and happiness. They want to compensate you for this work. We've got 7 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, okay? At the present time, it's time for you to, well, Ace of Cups, King of Pentacles, the world. It's time for you to do some spiritual renewal within. So this means to literally, like the dove, dive deep into your own vessel and allow things to overflow. So this would be a good time to like release things, like let's say, like as we were going through the report, energy, dream, blah blah blah, you know, astrological. For those of you that are holding on to so much inside, right, you don't realize how huge your aura field is. The tighter you hold on to that, the more energy you send out, the more what you're doing is you're squeezing onto something and you're forcing out energy that's desperately calling on help. So this is why wherever you go, these things come up, right? And it makes you even clench harder, right? I know, I've been there. Fuck, I've been there. How do you think a healer becomes a healer? A shaman becomes a shaman's born talking to ghosts and spirits and being in the middle of all realms. So there's really nothing we did to become this. This came from thousands of ancestors who carried the torch before, and it just passes on to the bloodline. Anyways, go get a good cry. Find some therapy, renew your inner self, allow some things to rise, surface, and overflow, so that you can begin to start living a physical life, putting out happiness, positivity, generosity, that land with lots of property, big house, security at the good door, whatever that means to you. You know, not everybody wants to be a fucking famous person, you know, but everyone wants to live a very good life, right? it is yours. It is available. A whole new world comes at the cost of letting go of these things that you've held on to for so long. Accept the help. You're going to be working with people. We got pentacles all down the middle. So if I were doing an Odin spread, which is like what you're experiencing, what Odin sees, and the combination of the two, what I see is in the center, lots of pentacles, meaning lots of financial, tangible, enjoyable, calm and steady abundance in your life. At the bottom here, Four of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. So this is like some well-deserved rewards for laying down these foundations. You're going to celebrate with others in a community, seeing possibilities, and feeling at home, right? This comes by building something with others. Page of Pentacles, you need to start small and stick to the facts. Be patient, plant seeds, watch them grow, tend to the land. All those metaphorical things in your life that you do to make sure you're not rushing through something. And the end result, the end card here is you may suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. What this represents is something in your life, or it could be many things in your lives that happened in the past. Keep playing over and over and over and over again, right? Keep repeating or keep surfacing every a certain time of the year. A memory from this date will bring back a floodgate of emotions, right? And keep you trapped in anxiety. That is PTSD. Post-traumatic stress. Meaning post, after the fact, traumatic, of something traumatic that happened to you, stress that, didn't mean to flip you off, stress that still bothers your mind. PTSD. People who suffer from PTSD tend to be emotionally avoidant. So I still can be emotionally avoidant, but for a long time I wouldn't even go anywhere. I would only go out in nature by myself. If it wasn't my kids or somebody I knew from my family, I didn't want to fucking talk to anybody. But then I went to therapy, then I got help. And then I started, and then still, being a empath energy reader, sometimes the energy is just too deep. And you're like, I gotta withdraw. It's not offensive, it's just proof that many people suffer from, look at that, came out again, Four of Wands again. So you're definitely laying down some good foundations. This card also means a union of two people coming together, like a marriage, but the cornerstones, the very beginning of something very well-deserved. Because you cleansed from the fire. Although these things are going on, my shamana's medicine women showed me anyways, there is stuff going on in private, secret. Whatever. I always thought, rather than go and do some crazy ritual with a gathering of friends, which is really more about impressing your friends than it is about doing any magic. Why not just tell the people what you really feel and get it out off of your chest, out into the open, so you can leave this situation behind. Stop trying to impress your friends by thinking you know magic. You don't. It doesn't work. Moon card. Hidden things. Fear of the unknown. Usually why people perform magic. You're only going to hurt yourself by wishing ill onto others. Wish everyone well. Just makes life easier. Alright, let's pull some cards. Druids, Celtic mysticism. That's weird that came up. Okay. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Take your time and do things right. You've already achieved something great. Knight of Pentacles is like that knight who went out on the conquest and has received a prize from it, right? So the king and queen have paid him his bounty. Thank you for your quest, Percival or whatever. Now go enjoy your life. This is your retirement, right? So he's very trusted. He, she, doesn't matter. It's just on the card. They're a very trustworthy person, and they have a substantial gain from a lot from their quest. They're a fucking knight. They're strong. So now they're looking to live a practical life. Have you ever seen all the warrior movies, and all the warrior wants is to have a farm, have a love, have some children, and have a home? It's because they're a fucking warrior. They've already put up with all the shit that people chase after. Simple life is what every warrior finds supersedes everything. Eight of Cups. There is some intuitive calling within to go on an inner journey, right? Trusting your intuition. Take your time with this. This could be about the studies we were talking about, or this could be as you're looking to lay your new found home, plant your foundations and start building your new home with someone you want to truly know within if this is the ninth cup that's missing. See, Eight of Cups is like missing the fulfillment, but on a quest to find one. Patient quest to find one. The Nine of Cups is like, oh, fucking thank God I trusted my intuition and went within, because now I know exactly this is the cup that satisfies. Thank you for the quest. Beware. Down here, beware. Now this, devil. Do you know who the devil is? The person going against everything they truly believe, just to be like everyone, or demand others be like them, or, it's just very unhealthy inner being, right? So, as you're trying to renew your soul and get something started here, slowly, there's going to be a lot of temptation and toxic energy around. Addiction, obsessive behavior. Look out for this, okay? This could come in the form of people wanting to... Who was I talking to recently? I was talking to a friend, and they ask me, how come all these women want to be with me now that I'm with someone I really feel a connection with? I said, haven't you figured that out yet in life? A lot of times when you're flooded by the, whether you're man or female, by the opposite sex, when you're in a relationship, that is because the people that are approaching you are either not happy with their lives and they want to sabotage your connection, or they were emotionally avoidant people who now feel like, oh my God, like they should have took the opportunity. It's all temptation. It's all toxic. It's all not good for your health. You're in a connection because it's on the connection card. When people see you happy, they either want that happiness for themselves or want to destroy it for you. So be mindful of this. You're already picking up on this, right? So the High Priestess isn't just about shadows and dreams and knowledge. The High Priestess keeps most of her information, him, again, gender doesn't matter, to themselves because the entire universe communicates with them. If they're not people who touch tarot cards, astrology, and divination, then, simple things like texture on the walls animates, comes alive, and speaks to them, right? Music speaks to them. The clouds will form and animate and create pictures and images to show them what's going on, right? If they just simply meditate, when they meditate, they see everything that is hidden from this realm and reality. There are people who read energy and don't need you to say a damn word. So intuitively, psychically, empathically, you're picking up on this temptation. So the High Priestess's message for you is to retreat. Trust your instincts when they call you to retreat. Mind you, the more you call yourself to retreat and reflect, the more these people want you to not. Unconsciously, on a hidden layer of their thought process, it is like they know if you have time to reflect, you will see all the receipts that the divine has given you as facts. This is a receipt. Like a checklist of all the hidden shit that was done to you from them or whatever. I hate, it's there. It's out in the open. You're building, you're renewing, you're cleansing, you've got a lot of good shit coming in your life. People want to come and take their part in it. Magician. Magic comes from using all of the things that you create from the spirit world, like your imagination. You don't really need anyone to teach you how to do magic. You're the master of your trade. You can literally go outside and grab a rock, a leaf, some water that's wherever, running from a storm drain or from a stream, pond, or whatever, and light a match, and you have done it, right? So this is also talking about be creative. Tap into your artistic abilities, your mechanical abilities, your skills, your trades, and start creating something, okay? Don't let this toxic energy trying to leech or siphon your energy because of unhealed wounds stop you from creating. Pause, retreat, reflect, trust your intuition. Know that if you're being told to take time out to create, that's what you need to do. Anything going against that is just simply toxic behavior. Don't allow it in your energy. Be mindful of it. Give them good advice. Like, don't hate people. You know, people are hurting, man. That's the only reason they're toxic. King of Wands, you may be seen as a very charismatic person that can help give offers. People are hurting, so never wish them like evil or harm. Don't go do fucking spells and rituals in the desert over people. That's terrible. It's terrible on your own energy. You know, like Spirit today, give helpful advice that will help them transmute, get help, seek therapy, cleanse their own inner self. This is love on the highest degree. To be stabbed in the back or to be hit over the head with an energetic baseball bat and to retort with, I know what you're going through. Here's some medicine. I can't do anything from here. This is your call. That is the highest form of love. Because believe me, the people that you're hitting with energetic baseball bats or stabbing in the back with energetic swords, they're very capable with a spirit team that is very willing to end all of this. But instead, they offer healing advice, the call to go take some time to yourself and reflect on your own actions, your motivations, why, what are your needs. I was listening to a story when I was driving home. I like to listen to helpful lectures, like college lectures on YouTube as I drive. It makes my drive feel easier than the normal shit on the radio. And it was talking about lust. Are you a person who is driven by lust? If you are, it's not just the lust that you're after. You're after a constant high. You need social validation. You need acceptance. You need drugs. You need salty and sweet foods. You need lots of money. There's a bottomless pit, right? So the driven by lust is the sign that there is something within that needs to be healed, right? So the lecture was talking about when lust arises, to personify it, right? Just like we did in the ancient times, we made names and bodies of energy to create a god, so we can personify it, talk to it, and receive the answer from it, right? Give it a body, mind, and soul, and teach it a language, and it will teach you what you need to hear. So he said to talk to your lust and say, what is it you want from me? And work with it on that. This helps to drive all of your impulses, right? Doesn't mean that being intimate with others is a no or taboo. Like, that is still the opposite. You need to also ask yourself, why are you so terrified of intimacy? Because there is traumatic people out there wishing negative things because they're emotionally avoidant. So rather than, go to get help with that, they project this energy outwards. Devil magic, toxic magic, unhealthy, addictive, obsessive, cunning, and trickery. But you can't affect a high priestess energy. So that's enough. I'm going to pull one from the rune, the runic oracle, or the runic tarot. High priestess really wanted to make her name shown. The Hierophant and the high priestess really wanted to be shown. Okay, Knight of Wands and Page of Swords in reverse. What this tells, Page of Swords in reverse is gossip, lies, and deceit. Knight of Wands is fiercely, passionately taking a stand and riding it out into battle against these things. So it is very healthy to stand up to people who speak lies on your name and try to gather sources of enemies against your name. Raise up in fire and turn that shit down. Be honest and just and truth. Stand in your truth, and all lies fall at their feet. Okay. You have the power of the universe at your side. So literally, Odin is the king of the gods, but more importantly, and mind you, these are fucking stories, okay? So what this card represents is being so in tune with the universe that a simple touch sends out pure intent and focused will. And the universe responds and works with you in allowing this focused will and intent to come alive. So it's like the universe is basically you. So use your power attentively and go take a break like Loki is. Just go chill. No weapon formed in spirit or matter can harm you. And not because you're fucking better than anyone else. Simply because you've taken the time to learn to know thyself. Knowing thyself stops you from harming others because you're hurt. Knowing thyself is to know the God within you and all around you. However you want to call God, doesn't matter. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. You believe how you know thyself, and you will know others. Know your own toxic behaviors, manipulative schemes, lies, hidden secrets, unspoken truths, and you will easily be able to see them in everyone around you. Know thyself. Know that all those things came from hurt. Know that no one is trying to really do this because it's against you. They're living in hurt and suffering. So knowing thyself, and all you needed was time, rest, therapy, healing, hobbies, discovering your truth. Pass that torch on to people. Know thyself and be in tune with the entire universe. Thank you for watching. Talk to you next time.